It's a very nice quotation by Steve Jobs. He said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. It's to love what you do. It's like if I really love what I'm doing, then I really don't feel like working. And there's nothing called hard work. There's nothing called labor. So the mind is then free from any thought of laboring. It is just in love, in love. The Hindi word for labor is mehnat, and love is mohabbat. So where there is love, there is no labor. Mohabbat mein mehnat nahi. And when what I am doing is filled with love, then it's said to be great work. Great work. And so even in meditation, so if I really love meditation, if I really love just being myself, if I love and accept everything around me, if I love the divine, so in that love, I don't feel like I'm doing anything, but everything is just happening on its own. And that's where there is that greatness that emerges. Greatness. This is also like the other day we were discussing about karma yoga, right? Karma yoga. Karma yoga is performing actions in love. So my intellect is filled with love, not resistance, but the energy of acceptance. And then I come into action.
Yeah. We'll bring back.
And then when I come into action with that consciousness, then it is like karma yoga. I'm aligned. I'm aligned. I'm aligned. And when I'm performing actions in that consciousness, then the greatness emerges. It is like greatness. Steve Jobs is a very interesting story, a very inspiring story of his journey, of how he started to work and the challenges he faced, and how the love of work is actually what kept him going. So it's a very inspiring tale to really learn from. So maybe we can just watch a little clip in which he shares his experience. Just give me a moment, I'll play it. Thank you.
Loved to do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. How can you get fired from a company you started? Well, as Apple grew, we hired someone who I thought was very talented to run the company with me. And for the first year or so, things went well. But then our visions of the future began to diverge, and eventually we had a falling out. When we did, our board of directors sided with him. And so at 30, I was out, and very publicly out. What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating. I really didn't know what to do for a few months. I felt that I had let the previous generation of entrepreneurs down, that I had dropped the baton as it was being passed to me. I met with David Packard and Bob Noyce and tried to apologize for screwing up so badly. I was a very public failure, and I even thought about running away from the valley. But something slowly began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did. The turn of events at Apple had not changed that one bit. I'd been rejected, but I was still in love. and so I decided to start over. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. Pixar went on to create the world's first computer animated feature film, Toy Story, and is now the most successful animation studio in the world. In a remarkable turn of events, Apple bought Next, and I returned to Apple, and the technology we developed at Next is at the heart of Apple's current renaissance. And Lorene and I have a wonderful family together. I'm pretty sure none of this would have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking, don't settle.
This one thing that I really like is because he loved what he did, nothing of the external circumstances could stop him, could change him, and it actually, situations made him more creative. And that's the same experience, when we are on this journey of meditation and spirituality. It's like the more I develop that love for what I'm into, the more I really have that love, the more everything just falls into place. And even if there are situations externally, they are there to make me more creative. They are there to give me direction. So it's like there is a beautiful friendship then between the soul, the Supreme, and the drama. The drama being the manager of my life. That allows the soul to be more and more creative. And so when I'm in love with what I'm doing, then there's no feeling of labor. Then I get more and more creative and deeper and deeper. Then I just use drama as something to direct my mind. Okay, what should I do next? How should I move next? That's all. And I become more creative. And there are opportunities then, and challenges convert into opportunities. So just to love what I'm doing.